Hello. According to Emmanuel Macron, a murdered French literature teacher saved many lives when he confronted an Allahu Akbar shouting Chechen knife man in the school car park. You know what would have saved more lives? If that Chechen hadn't been in France in the first place. I'm Granniopteryx. Now look, the West has to make up its mind about this. A 20-year-old Chechen refugee called Mohammed Moguchkov went to Gambetta High School and was stopped by Dominique Bernard, a father of 3 girls. He was married to an English teacher at the same school, and he tried to reason with Moguchkov when this man stormed into the school playground with 2 knives. And this is, of course, a great irony. He tried to reason with him. There is no reasoning with religious fanaticism, especially a nihilistic religious fanaticism of the type espoused by the followers of Hamas and their allies. He then went on the rampage, killing Monsieur Bernard, and then severely wounding 2 other adult members of staff. Witnesses said the attacker could be heard to shout Allahu Akbar, while French Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin said the incident bore a link to the Middle East as Palestinian terror group Hamas called on Muslims to demonstrate on a day of jihad. Actually, he didn't say a day of jihad. He said a day of anger. It's sort of interesting, you see, because last week there was, last Saturday and Sunday, there was a whole lot of celebrating by Hamas and the followers of Hamas all over the place, all over the world, really, except possibly in China, where they were celebrating the massacre of Israeli civilians by Hamas. Recently, I mean, the past couple of days, suddenly I've seen a lot of news reports in which Hamas is saying it never happened. They didn't do any such thing. And the worst thing is that a lot of silly buggers believe them. Anyway, certainly this guy was taking the day of anger seriously. He went into a school, kids, and the teacher stood basically between him and the kids, and he got stabbed. 2 other members of staff were also severely wounded, it says here. So I hope they're all right. They might not be by now. This is a couple of days ago. So we have to make up our minds here. Look, here's a picture, a tweet from, whoever this guy is. This was put up next to the cenotaph, which is a memorial to British war dead. A whole affair so that people could make speeches in favour of Hamas for the huge rally that filled London streets. And London is by no means unusual in this respect. New York and other towns, cities in America had the same sort of effect. We have a situation here where somebody in Hamas calls for a day of anger because they had committed a massacre in Israel, and Muslims and their allies all over the world made mayhem in streets in all of Western Europe. We have to decide what we're going to do about this. I saw a you know, a comment about what's going on in the Middle East right now. And somebody said, why does all of the West have to bow down to the US and Israel? And I can see here what he's saying. But if you look at it properly, then we're not bowing down to the US and Israel. We're bowing down to these guys here on our territory, telling us what to do, stabbing us when we're not doing it, and then saying that it never happened in the first place. And we're accepting that. I just wonder how long, I have some notes here, I just wonder how long we're going to carry on doing that before we see some sense. Yeah, that's it. I've covered all my notes. He was a French teacher. He passed on a cultural heritage to his pupils, and now he's dead. That cenotaph, it's there as a memorial of our history and the bravery of our soldiers. It's been taken over by Hamas there. How much of our culture is going to be taken over by Hamas? Not a matter of bowing down to the US or Israel. This is something that's worldwide. And it's got nothing to do with the US or Israel. It's quite the opposite. Right, I'm Granniopteryx. I know it's a nasty subject, but please like this video, because when you like it, it goes further. Please share it. That helps it go further as well. Please subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, remember to click the bell button. What else? Yeah, donations, welcome, obviously. But yeah, just liking is really the best you can do for this video. Okay. Till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Granniopteryx design or Granbo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.granniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share, share, share.